the very first thing that we try to go into is the meaning of Islam. And when we look at the meaning of the word Islam, it can be Islam with SLM. And what it spells, you probably heard this before, Salam. So this is how Muslims greet each other. Assalamu alaikum. So that literally means peace be upon you. But then there's a more meanings to Islam. Islam can mean submission, purity, and peace. That's the linguistic meaning of Islam. And the Islamic meaning is when a person fully submits him or herself to the Creator, to God, then purely you will find peace within himself. And thus we find a lot of people are always out there searching for themselves. What is my purpose? And because they don't have that knowledge or sense of purpose, why they are out there, the whole being is disrupted. They're going into depression, all this type of things. And if you submit yourself purely to your Creator, then you will find peace in your life. And whoever submits yourself to God, then all a Muslim. So it's just an Arabic word meaning submission to God. Who are we? So we are people, we believe that every human being has in three, four methods to believe in a God. As you can see, whether you're believing in the sun, the moon, the biggest rock in the village or the biggest tree in the village, your people understand that there is something greater than themselves. They want to traditional time, they also believe in a God. I can't remember the language, but which literally means the ain't this one. Means he doesn't go to the toilet, he's like them or greater than them, and it is not like them, meaning he doesn't need to do what humans do. So even they had the understanding of a greater being that is worshipped. And we believe that humans have free choice. Allah created you, and He didn't just say you must do this and that, and you don't have a choice about it. You can choose to do right or wrong. And then we also believe that there's no compulsion in a religion. Many accuse Islam of spreading Islam was spread by the sword, but Islam teaches there's no compulsion in a religion. So if that happens, it's not Islam teaching. It's from people in Islam. And then people are born without inheritance. So we don't believe in the original son that Adam's son and Eve's son. That's why we are all born sinners. That's not what we believe. All humans are the children of God. So Adam was the first of humankind to be created. Everybody came from him. We don't believe in the theory of evolution or like the Darwin theory of this thing. Do things evolve? Yes, they do, but the whole theory of Darwin, that's another story. There's no supremacy. Everybody is equal. Allah distinguishes people through piety, not by race or your bank account or anything like that. What is within you? Your position with Allah, what the relationship you have with Him, not what you possess. So we're speaking about Allah. So there are 6 tenets of belief. What makes Muslim tick? And it's not clock around the time. So some human way, you got it. Yeah, so that's not the detonator. Yeah, actually. Yeah. So it's not the clock around the dynamite. What makes Muslim tick is the other 16 that I will be explaining. So we believe in Allah, Almighty God. We believe that He is unique, nothing is like Him. And He is independent. He is independent from everything, but everything is dependent on Him. He is the sustainer of all things. Not just He creates everything, He also sustains everything. The celestial bodies, the mountains, the trees, the air that we breathe, our whole physique. He isn't. He is the one who sustains all of it, whether it's mankind or I wanted to say alien, but alien like would be maybe insects. So he sustains everybody and everything. He doesn't have four fathers or divorce. So he doesn't have a mother or children or any other partner. There is none like him. So people we conjure up in our mind. So sometimes we can think, oh, God is maybe like Zeus, the guy in the clouds that's pointing them people out and just chilling up there. Yeah, so that's a picture you can make up in mind, but Allah says it is nothing like that. So whatever, even if Allah says something that's written on here or what is, that will be very far from the life of or the mind of the mind. And as you can see there, that Allah in Arabic, the Arabic writing, and that's using the Arabic, the transliteration, how we write it. The reason why we have that on the screen we have here, it's actually the first page of the Arabic Bible. So on the top there, you will see Genesis is a going. And in that first paragraph, what did you notice there? 6 times in the first paragraph alone, you're going to find the name of God. So any Christian who knows the Bible will understand that in Allah, in the beginning, Allah created. That's the heavens and the earth. And if you think this is maybe just something that we just put up there, there's a hard copy Arabic Bible on the table there. If you just want to confirm that this is not just something we made to the name is there. If you look at the Aramaic, which is the original language of Jesus, obviously, then Allah is Ilah. Allah Ilah in the Aramaic. So automatic languages the Hebrew is Allah. So you're going to find it's all the same Semitic languages, so they all come from just like Jesus is Isa, please. Yeah, so you can think that Isa. Yeah, because yeah, so the actual name of Jesus is not Jesus, was came out later from Greek or Latin.
And the same Bible is 1,000 years before.
Yeah, that's obviously the Arabic supersedes the English of them. And you can go visit even in Egypt, you can go visit the Coptic Christians who are very much alive and practice Christians there, and they will be reading that Bible from the same. And the only difference is that the Allah that we believe in, they have a different perception of who Allah is. Even though they may be using the same name for God, there's just the perception of who God is different. And then, of course, as a Muslim, we believe in the messengers that God sent. We also believe that they are Muslim because they submitted themselves to God. If you go back to the Arabic, the meaning of the word Islam in Muslim means submission to God. And all prophets and messengers, they submitted themselves to God. And the Quran confirms all prophets and messengers that came before Prophet Muhammad. So the Quran says, say, we believe in Allah and the revelation. But Abraham, I got it wrong there. Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, the patriarchs, and that, and Jesus. And then took all prophets from your major, the picture, in your them. So it's all of them as prophets and messengers, and they all came with the same message. So, and the message was to worship one God and one God alone, and do not ascribe importance to this.
So then, when you say why won't be done, it's what you were saying that we do the will of God Almighty. It's the Islam action. The will of God and why will be done. The commonality in Christians and Islam believe in.
Yeah, even that all we worship one God, you're going to find that concept, but in Islam and the previous verses, you're going to find that exact word. So we also believe that Prophet Muhammad is be upon him, is the last of all messengers. When our sources of legislation come from firstly the Quran and then from the Sunnah or the Prophet is upon it. The Sunnah is everything the Prophet said or gave as a approval upon. So that is where how we live our life is by following this the Quran and the Sunnah. Like our brother just mentioned, the worshipping of God alone concept. If we look at the Old Testament, Deuteronomy 6:4, what does it say? Hear ye, O Israel, your Lord is one. So it says your God is one. New Testament, John 17:3, it says, this is like it. So this is Jesus speaking. First it was Moses, now Jesus himself is speaking. This is like eternal, so that they may know you are the Father, the one and only true God, who sent. So yeah, even Jesus is saying that God sent him as a prophet, as a messenger. That's not the only verse saying that. There's other versions also where Jesus is saying that the Father sent him. So when it comes to the message, there you can see, and Quran says, Kul huwallahu ahad, say Ya Allah is one, and you can see all three scriptures saying exactly the same thing. So yes, we believe the next topic will be the scriptures. So we accept all the scriptures, and you can see the message in all the scriptures are the same. Obviously, we judge other scriptures according to the Quran. The Quran is also known as the criteria that we use to judge, not just judge what we are doing here, but judge other, like the other scriptures. If it's conformity with Quran, then we would accept that's like the two verses I mentioned. So that makes sense to a Muslim because it in line with what the Quran is teaching. So most of the time people say, how can Muhammad be the prophet if he is an Arab? Because all prophets, or all the prophets before him were from the Jewish line. Moses, Jesus, Jacob, all of them came from the Jewish line. So how does Muhammad fit into the picture? So Abraham had a wife, Sarah or Sarai. Sarah couldn't have children, so she, in the book of Genesis, she tells Abraham to take a slave girl Hagar, the Egyptian slave girl Hagar, as his wife. Very important wife. He said wife, which means that they got married. And why is that important? Because from that marriage, Ishmael was born. And that's why that's important. So nobody can claim that Ishmael was an illegitimate child. So the context for Isaac being the firstborn obviously thrown out the window for Ishmael was born first as a legitimate son. And it says Abraham was 86 years old. That just means in English 86. Like in paper, I was out my of 30. Mother tongue, I was out my of 30. For English audience, it was all by not told, like your screen. And further on, so Ishmael was born. Then according to the biblical story, Hagar and Sarah with each other, the jealousy. She has a child there, so now Abraham is going to visit Hagar with more than what he sees Sarah. And then Sarah says that she was rude to her mother, we need to take her away. But obviously, so we believe that. But and then the instruction of Allah that they need to leave. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the biblical version of the story. The pretty book. But then she also tells him that they need to get out of here. They can't leave. I can't remember them. And then he comes in songs for walking through the valley of Baca. Make it a well, the rain. Also for us to food. Yahweh, we find the word Baca, the city of Baca is the valley. If you're looking at Quran, chapter 3, verse, we find the very same word Baca, which is actually the ancient name for the city of Baca. So everybody who knows Muslims where they go for pilgrimage is that very city of Makkah. And if you look, you will see that it's in a valley. The well spoken about there is the well of Zamzam. The water, you can still get it today, you can go buy it in Gaisco. Even the priests go buy it because they know it's holy water. They will exercise the demons for you. Isn't it? They will use that holy water because they know where it's coming from.
Why no Muslim
So I'm mentioning, we know that the Muslims that usually go on pilgrimage to or just visiting the holy city, they usually come back with some water. So that is the Zamzam. But our shops, alhamdulillah, we sometimes available in Cape Town also for purchase. So very important, Makkah, just the ancient name for the city of modern day Makkah. And then further on, later, when Abraham was 100 years old, this Isaac was born. They much older, but we are so good. Isaac was born. And from Isaac, Jacob came, and the 12 tribes came, 12 tribes of Israel, then Moses and Jesus. But what happened on the other side of the family? Did they just stand still? Was there no children born from that time? So from Ishmael came the Ishmaelites. And in the year 570, 572, the boy was born there, Muhammad. And that's how Muhammad was in the picture. How does Muhammad the Arab become a prophet? Still coming from the line of prophets. And with his grandfather, going up from Ishmael to Abraham, so that's how he was. Yeah.
person will be praised and celebrated by the great Muhammad actually means the praise one patient by these.
And there's another one. Many things yet to say to you, but we cannot get it now. Really, the truth shall come. Even the truth shall come, the spirit of truth. The Prophet Muhammad was known as Sadiq al-Amin, the truthful, the trustworthy one. So even just that also shows that he won't speak of his own accord and all descriptions of the Prophet Muhammad. And then we also, like I mentioned, we accept all, we believe in all the scriptures that came before. So Allah says in the Quran, surely we send down the Torah of Moses, bearing God's guidance and light, by which the Jews submitted themselves to Allah will judge the Jews. And then we also sent Jesus, the son of Mary, confirming the Torah. So Jesus was sent to confirm the Torah, and Jesus himself said, think not that they're going to change the law of Jesus. Of Moses. So this is what Jesus said. And this is exactly what the Quran said, that Jesus didn't come to change the law, but he came to confirm it, and he also came with guidance and light. So certain things that was being practiced that maybe it wasn't suitable for that time anymore, those laws would change. But he didn't come to change the core thing, which was the belief in Allah, in one God, the oneness of God. They always need to come to re-establish that main thing. And confirmation of the Torah come before it, a guidance and of abomination for the pious. Admonition. Admonition for the pious, for those who believe. Just something on the Torah and the Gospel review you get. When people say, you say you believe the Torah and the Injil specifically, but obviously, like I said, the Quran is the criterion on which we judge. So we don't accept everything within the physical book that we have with us today. But we do believe in the books that Allah revealed through those prophets in their in its original form. Like we have here, the Quran was carried by Gabriel, Angel Gabriel, with no changes in 1400 words, 1400 plus of this Quran. Yeah. Yeah, so we obviously this original language is Arabic and French. And one of the miracles of the Quran is that it's being memorized by millions and millions of people throughout the world. And that one of the ways it was transmitted through oral transmission, not just the written form. And even if you go written form, we have carbon dated copies was either like time of the Prophet. Now, this is just the first chapter of the Quran. It starts, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim. Need that read that? So this is the first chapter in the Quran. Muslims recite this minimum 17 times a day. They utter a minimum 17 times a day. If they doing their daily prayers, all of the daily prayers. So we, like I mentioned, Gabriel. So we do believe in all the angels. Gabriel, obviously, being one of the main guys, is the messenger to the messengers usually. And then we believe they are created from light, and they do not have free will like humans do. They were created for specific purposes, like Gabriel maybe being the messenger to the messengers, the angel of death. We all know what he does. And this time of the year is usually very busy. And we are hearing every day now, this person passed away, that person passed away. And that's one of the only reality of life is death. Just like the only thing that's constant in life is change. It is something that nobody wants to say. So we hope that when it does meet us, we meet us in a good state. Like I mentioned, they have specific thoughts, like the angel that seek for your sustenance, seek that the clouds are very where they need to go, so that we can give the rain, beneficial rain. So the angel, so say for teachers. Yeah. So many of the names in the Christian use are similar to the names that we use in Islam. So like I mentioned, carrying messengers, protecting humans, they record our deeds that we do. And then the last day. The last day, why does many people deny this? But on the last day, what will happen? Everything that we know that it is, it will perish. Literally, the nations will be folded up. The earth as we know it, what is it folded up, and okay, the story is finished. It's time for a new story, basically. And resurrection of the dead. So some people don't believe that we will be raised, just like in the time of the Prophet, the Arabs at the time, they will say, will we be raised after being done? Like it was not, they couldn't understand the concept. And we mentioned the angels writing the deeds, and the deeds will be brought forth on that day. That which they recorded will be brought forth, and nothing will be left out. Not like out of good or and bad with it, it will be brought forth, and it will be read, and it will be held accountable for what you thought about the way was. Because today, when we get people, they think that they got away with the crime. People literally get away with murder, isn't it? You can kill somebody today and be out tomorrow. That if you even make it to the cell, because sometimes if you have enough money, you don't achieve a cell. But on that day, it's fair trial and judgment. You will be held accountable for what you did, and you will be rewarded for what you did. And yes, we believe in paradise and because of the things after all, purely like I mentioned, it puts you in good state. And if you act obviously correctly, it also puts you at a good place. And if you go against the laws, I always tell my students, when it comes to why do people have a problem with God having even in health, punishment, reward. We have a system in this world. In our own house, you do something good, you get your pocket money. You don't do something good, if you're from the old school generation, you're going to find a pot or a cup or brush or something flying at you, or at least a stick or something walking you. Or the closest thing to your mother was a soft stroking, so it's not going to hurt. But yeah, it's going to come to you. So that's your system at home. System at school, if you get an nonsense there, old school also maybe today is different. But old school, you're also going to get ID, you're going to get expelled or something going to happen. It's consequence to your raw action. And in the law of the land, you do something wrong, you end up in prison or something. So why do we have a problem with the creator to have that? That's just something that is a bit funny, that you always have a problem with your God is so evil, you punish him, this and that. But in our really world, we have so many of those summons and we don't go play. Yeah.
Someone else.
Yeah, that's exactly why we don't believe in the original sin. The Quran is no soul shall be the burden of another soul. So even the Bible says the same thing, that the Father will not bear the iniquity of the Son, nor shall the Son bear the iniquity of the Father. It has a very same concept. So again, if you go through the scriptures, not just the Quran, previous scriptures is going to have the exact same message. So it just you need to read without the shades maybe. You need to open the eyes of the book. But you're going to see the setting. Because the source is the same. And then eternal life, believe in the life hereafter. And those who deny even the hereafter, even that is, how can we deny that? If we come from the world before this, is it not? Do any of us remember that world? Ever saw a water world? Think of that? The womb? The water world we were in? Yeah. We all came from that world before. So if somebody can tell me in my mother's womb, it's a world out there with these trees and plants and birds and trees, how this is water. That's all it's true. It was real. I was in my mother's womb, but that world existed. We can't get out. There was water too. That's all. So when we die, we just go into the womb of the earth until we are rebirth into the year after, where we stand in front of Allah. So this is not something that we can't understand because we actually came from the world. And even when we look at the year after, would any of us here like to have some of the juices we had in there, in this world? Remember the juices we had in my mother's stomachs? I remember. But remember the taste of the water stomachs. But now we drank some cashews and passion fruit and chocolate and mango. So what we know something. So just like the food and things we enjoy in this world, whatever we're going to experience in the next world will also be different and better. Just like nice, better than God in the womb fair. So we should look forward to what Allah has so far, paradise and God for them. And then divine destiny or divine decree. So divine decree, nothing happens without Allah's knowledge. Allah has knowledge of past, present, and future. Whatever happens is according to. Remember, Allah gave us free will. So whatever, so people say just God has knowledge of something. Again, your God is evil. He allows evil to happen. But this is not the truth. Allah gave you free choice. That's the whole thing. You have the choice to do right and wrong. So if one blame Allah just because He has knowledge of past, present, and future. So He allows any action we do according to what we wanted to do. But everything that plays out, it only plays out how it was because it's not Allah being the puppet master and pulling the strings. He is just according to what we want. And that concludes the six beliefs. And once we believe that we have all those six beliefs within our, then we start practicing. So the five pillars is where we start practicing. And the very first of those five pillars is the testimony of faith. And that's also the key to Islam. So how do someone become a Muslim? If you are really believing in your heart, you are a Muslim. But then you have to then show it in action. It's almost like if you're in love with somebody, you love this girl, but you don't say anything. What's going to happen? Next week you get married to someone else, and then you cry. Why? You didn't open your mouth. Obviously, Allah is not going to let it down or anything, but just take also that sometimes you just need to express what's in heart. But the very first step is to testify for the tongue. What is in your heart? You testify for the tongue. And with the testification of faith, all you're actually saying is there is no deity or God worthy of worship except Allah. And the Prophet Muhammad is the messenger or final messenger of Allah. Just like we had said four prophets before it, we had said him as a and then and we will say this sincerely, this is a Muslim and this is the first of the five practices. Sometimes people want to become Muslim, but they say, oh, I just want to learn, I need to learn, but this is actually the first step. Everything else comes after. So you first submit yourself with it down, and then you start practicing. Allah isn't going to hold you accountable if you don't know how to pray. If I just become Muslim now, and now the prayer for other, now maybe possible, and I time to pray, and oh, now I don't know how to pray, and I can't be a Muslim just because I that shouldn't serve your son, you know, so you're going to learn for a good couple of years, you can learn for 50 years, and you still won't complicate it. And then the next step, the next practice would be the 5 daily prayers. So we will go over that again when we Masjied, when we're doing the tour. And then paying the zakah, which is like on tax, is so different things where sometimes it's on your gold and silver, on your the money you have, or cattle, or something like that. And then the percentage will change when it comes to that. And then we have the fasting that in the month of Ramadan, which is coming up not far, maybe a month away. Just another month that we need to go through, and then we end the month of Ramadan, inshallah. We pray that Allah bless us in this month and grant us entry into the month of Ramadan. Like I mentioned, many people are usually going this time of the year just before, so we will never know. But maybe only this. And like I mentioned, the pilgrimage to the Valley of Baca in Makkah, we take Krishna. So the pilgrimage is something that they practice, which we also take a like. Any question? What question? You can write it down if you want to. I don't know if you have a pen for WhatsApp. Yeah, you will have that on me. Anything I said that might be not, you didn't understand or just need a more explanation. We get the non-Muslim questions first and question on yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's one of the nice things is the diversity. We in and out from each other's homes, so We understand a lot about each other like that. We now was inviting the people from the one they say, yes, but I go to church. I say, yes, I know, but we also went to church when we were younger. We didn't have the church playing. So now we open up a mosque for those who haven't been in a mosque to teach you about what we believe, not what YouTube tells you what we believe. I mean, getting it proper is not like, no. There's no question we can so Masjied means place of prostration, and that's what we do here. Just again, we go to the Bible. In the Garden of Gethsemane, what did Jesus do? So the verse says, and he went, he walked a bit farther, and he fell on his face, and he prayed to God, and he said, oh my Lord, cause this cup from me. This is when the Roman get chasing to kill him. So what did he do? He fell on his face, and he prayed to God. So he prostrated. And this is what Masjied means. The place of prostration. And that's how we pray. Just like Moses, Abraham, many prophets in the Bible that fell on their faces and prayed. And that's exactly what we do. As you can see, we don't have any statues or any pictures depicting God or anything. The only thing to make it look nice is maybe our wood carvings and now our calligraphy, which is maybe the names of Allah and stuff like that. But otherwise, we don't have anything to distinct God. And then, like I mentioned, we come here 5 times a day. We come through. And it sounds a lot, isn't it? 5 times a day. So it sounds a lot. But it only takes 5 to 10 minutes. Only 5 to 10 minutes, depends on how fast you're going. And out of how many minutes in a day? 1,440 minutes in a day. We're only giving God 5 to 10 minutes, which is 25 to 40 minutes out of 1,450. And He gives us basically everything every day. We woke up this morning. How many people didn't wake up? We opened our eyes, we could see. How many people can't see? We put our legs out of the bed and we could stand. How many can't do that? We go to the bathroom and brush our teeth. If we cut down, you're lucky if you still have all the teeth. That's just cut down tradition. Even the good ones that we got. Yeah, even the good ones get kicked out. And the dentist help sometimes. Sometimes actually they do.
Body shoulder the 3 times?
Yeah. Yeah, so like I mentioned 5 times a day. But it's scattered throughout the day and it's only 25 to 50 minutes that you are. Yeah, so only 25 to 50 minutes spread throughout the day. Different period times. Now Fajr is a bit early. Yeah, that's just showing more of your submission to God. When you are willing to wake up that time of the morning to praise Him.
So the people in the community, when they hear the call to pray, right? Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, so the call to prayer, you hear it every day. The guy shouting, what is he shouting? They say, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
God is the
God is
greatest.
greater, God is greater. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Yes, God is greater, God is greater. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. I testify that there is no God or deity worth of worship except Allah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. I testify that there is no God or deity worth of worship except Allah. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. I testify that Muhammad is before him is the messenger of Allah. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. I testify that Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. حي على الصلاة. Come to prayer. حي على الصلاة. Come to prayer. حي على الفلاح. Come to success. Why come to success? If you come here and you leave everything behind you that's bothering the brain out there, you're going to find success here. Why? Because you're submitting yourself to your Creator, the one who is giving you everything. So the submission to your Creator is your success. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. There's no God but there is. God is great.
God is great.
Yeah. لا إله إلا الله. There's no God or deity worthy of worship except Allah. And this is what the guy is shouting there. But early in the morning there's one added. As-salatu khairu minan nawm. That sleep is prayer is greater than sleep. So yeah, you can see that time of the morning 4:30. Yeah, so the guy is just trying to encourage you that coming to prayer is better than you sleeping at the moment.
Even the mosque is maybe empty that time. We're all supposed to be here, but sometimes we're sleeping so nicely. But
Okay.
we make it to
I can just have somebody for Salah Jama. So when we do pray, there's a usually we face that way to the city of Makkah, to the city of Makkah, where the first house of God was built. Like this, we consider the house of God. So this is where we come to pray to. So just like this, that one was the first house built on earth for that purpose.
And you'll notice the mats are, if you notice how it's orchestrated, so it's all facing towards the Kaaba in Makkah, right?
And again, just like the Bible, it says, like before we do pray, we do the washing, the ritual washing, the wudu, the ablution. And it says in the Bible, Moses, Aaron and his sons washed their hands and feet before they came unto the altar of the Lord and prayed in congregation. So they had a similar prayer in their time. So again, if you look at previous scriptures, you're going to find the practice of Islam.
Even the one
So that's why we don't believe Islam is a new religion. It's always been there. And remember what it means? Submission to God. Yeah, so we don't call ourselves Mohammedans or like Christians and Jews, and they are named after something else other than what they are actually doing. So the first thing we do is in a prayer is
Allahu
we
Akbar.
mention God is greater, and then we recite what I recited outside, like I said, minimum 17 times a day if we just bring the 5 obligatory prayers. So that is what we will be reciting here, but maybe something shorter. Then,
Yeah, we're just showing the motion. We're just showing the motion so that the new people can understand, right?
and then we go into the next position, which is the bowing position called ruku.
Allahu Akbar.
Again, God is greater than anything out there that we. So we are focusing on Him. In this position, we glorify Him and we say, Subhana Rabbiyal Azim, glory be to our Lord, Al-Azim, the Almighty. And then, Sami Allah liman hamidah. Sami Allah, Allah liman, the one who hamidah, praises Him. And then we go into prostration, like I said, Masjied means prostration, and then we come to Subhana Rabbiyal A'la, glory be to our Lord, Most High. And then Allahu Akbar, and that is one part. Yeah, one part.
And go down again.
Yeah.
Glory be to God, Most High. Subhana Rabbi al-A'la.
Glory to our Lord, Most High. So we're putting the most noble part of our body, which is our faces. We think so much of our faces, and we do everything to keep it nice. We shave, makeup sometimes, moisturize, and face scrubs and others, morning, noon, and night. Because we need to look good. So this thing that looks so good, yeah, we
Put it on the ground.
put it on the ground, submitting ourselves to our Lord, just like our previous prophets in the Bible. They fell on the faces and they pray to God.
We
So
can't-
are Muslims, we do the second one. It's
Same
exactly
process.
the same.
God is the greatest. Did we say that the Fatiha? Sorry, we're not allowed to talk in our prayer like the person will never talk like I'm talking now, and I'll be facing that way, but
Just
we're
as
just
Imam.
now, right? Okay, so then you go through the Fatiha again. You say, glory be to God, most merciful. And then you say, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alamin, all praise is due to God, the Lord of all the world. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyaka, you alone, na'budu, do we worship. Wa iyaka, you alone, nasta'in, do we ask for anything. Ihdina, guide all of us, all of us, guide us. Sirata mustaqim, on the straight path, right? Sirata ladina namta alayhim, on the path of those who you are pleased with, O God Almighty. I want to be on the path of all the people that's on this path that you are pleased with. I want to be on that path, right? Then what? Not on the path of those who earn your anger, and more on the path of those who have gone astray. You do the second part, which is Allahu Akbar. You glorify God again. Sami Allahu liman hamidah. Then you go to the position that Jesus did as he went into the Garden of Gethsemane when he fell with his face on the ground in front of God Almighty, right? Allahu Akbar.
Glory be to God, Most High.
Allahu Akbar. What is the greatest?
Allahu Akbar. Glory be to God, Most High.
Allahu Akbar. With some other things that will happen now, they will just finish off the prayer. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa
That's it,
rahmatullah.
5 times a day, 5 to 10 minutes each. After 1,440 minutes, we're only giving our creator 25 to 50 minutes. Which is,
Think about that.
there are other prayers we can in between. This is the one that God instructs us to do. We do get supererogatory prayers that we can do it throughout the day and just on our own time. And if we can't make it to the masjid, which obviously is the best place to make the salah, to come pray. You can do it in your office, at home, or at the beach, in the parking area. That's why sometimes you'll say, hey, there's a guy praying there in the road. Yeah, he's committed to his faith. And he is created.
They usually put a little mat on the ground, just because the ground might be, there might be dirt on the ground, so you see a little tray mat. And also, like here, because there are mats here, we just remove our shoes because you might walk outside and maybe you cross in some, maybe dog poo or something, now you're walking into where other people are putting your faces down. That's why just out of respect for the carpet, you just remove your shoes. But in the time of our prophets, people used to pray in the desert with their shoes on. You know, they had shoes on because anywhere they were, they would pray. You know? So,
And I think that's basically from here, like I mentioned outside, the foot into Islam is, the key in Islam is testification of faith. And if you are feeling like within yourself, that I want to submit myself to my Creator, the one who sustains me, who gives me everything, then I do that. So you need like this. There's no compulsion in the religion, but if you feel that you are there, you feel that you believe in God, that He is one who accept all the prophets and everything that I mentioned in the slide, then first step is testification of faith, and from there we learn and we practice. The Quran was revealed over a period of 23 years. However, became Muslim at that time, over 23 years they learned the Islam. Just like we're not born Muslim and then we know everything. You don't become Muslim today and tomorrow you wake up and you know everything. You're not going to know everything, but like with Discover Islam, we have new Muslim classes, so you at least can learn everything you need to know to be a good practicing Muslim at the end of the day. But yeah, like I said, it's a lifetime journey. We all still students of our religion, and we learn day by day. Every day there's a new door open. Okay.
he's not Muslim.
Okay.
He's very new.
He's halfway there.
He's interested in
Did you
becoming
sit
a
in
Muslim.
did you sit in the door? Oh, okay, yeah, so it's something like I said, you just do the testification of faith, that's your foot in the door, and then you start practicing, which you actually already started doing.
Come sit one, have a seat, sit here, and also there might be someone else that can just come and have a seat. You see, you are the most special person in I have seat. Come on in. If there's anyone else that maybe interested, you must remember there's no agendas when it comes to the machines, you know. Some people, they want you to do it because they want money from you, or they're trying some trick or something, you know. Here we find a brother that's been praying with a Muslim friend of his, bowing his head, putting his head down on the ground, as Jesus did in the Garden of Gethsemane, in front of God Almighty, you know, without any. Can I also wait it? Are you Christian? Come put the mic here, put the mic on, you can speak. These are brothers with a mic, then you get a mic. Like, you know, you mind to report because, you know, the objective of this class is to inspire people. Inspire. We need to let God come and pray with you, but the little mic that you just want. You keep it. Is Nagibia with a mic? Okay. Alright, so while you just come here, so what's your name? Jaden Boyson.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you were praying with a friend of yours, doing salah with you because you see you were Christian. Just tell us about the story to inspire other people. We like to learn.
Well, how it was that I went to our friend, right, and he told me all about Islam. He asked me like, what did you like to know about Islam? And he told me the reasons why Muslims make salah, for different reasons as well. Now, the reason why he implemented that I become a Muslim, the reason why is because I always found myself listening about religion. Which I never really known the truth. All I know is clarity and peace of mind. So that I'm able to live life with, but any guilt and guilt, and certainly, what's another word called? Like content.
Arabic that word is sakina.
Sakina.
Tranquility that comes over you.
Yes.
Yeah, like the Quran actually mentions, we were speaking about the legal. So the Quran actually encourages us to investigate. Even the Bible does it. The Bible says investigate. Allah says, "Afalat tatadabbarun, afalat tatafakkarun." Don't you think? Don't you ponder? Because everything around us is supposed to remind us of our Creator. And when you look into even your own self, it says that you're going to see things working and how does it work. This is Allah that I also mentioned that there's so many people walking out there depressed and not feeling the content until they submit themselves to their Creator. And the reason for that is anybody who makes anything is going to tell you how to work it. If you buy a phone, it comes in a box with a manual. It instructs you how to operate it. If you don't use it correctly, you're going to lock yourself out of your own phone or you're going to mess it up, and then you're sitting on the problem and you spend extra bucks or the phone is messed up for that. Just like that, Allah created you, and He didn't just leave you out there. He sent the book, and better than that, the same way, messenger, to teach you how to live the book. That's why we always say Islam is a way of life. It's more than just a simple religion. It's a practical way of life. And so I would also say the Quran is a living book, because it's something you put into practice. When the wife of the Prophet was asked about his character, what was the reply? His character is the Quran. Meaning, if you look at him, whatever he does is because he is living the Quran. And once we do that, we submit ourselves with sincerity and we serve Allah the way he wants to be served, the way he deserves to be served, then we're going to find the content. Yeah, it really takes real sincerity in which so we obviously see that coming out.
So you never been on Jaden Boyson. Okay, so what Mualim is going to do now, just go through this certain key points to becoming a Muslim, right? So you do the tenets of faith and so forth. I think we need to start with, because you are the most special person here out of every one of you. You see, we organize this Mosque Open Day, and I told Mualim brother, God rewards not for results but for effort. This place was empty most of the time. Few people of the community came out. You happen to just be here now and you are wanting to become a Muslim. So if you become a Muslim, you will have to utter the words which you both are with you now. When you utter the words, every single sin that you made since the day you were born up until this moment will be wiped clean by God Almighty, because you are submitting yourself to His will right now. Right? And so when you become a Muslim, then you feel, but then there's certain obligations that's going to be on you. That's Allah you were doing with your friend will become an obligation on you. You won't just be doing it because you see this guy and you make his motions. Understand? It becomes part of life. And there's the prayer times you can see every day. The habit will act on in front will tell you exactly when to pray. Part of our religion is cleanliness. You need to wash if you are able to. Right? So you need to be clean, right? Cleanliness really is godliness, not necessary, right? So you need to smell nice and that type of thing. That's what we do as Muslims, right? We utter on and that's our style, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm not going to take up because paramount important, because neither you nor me can guarantee that I'm still going to be alive in the next 2 minutes. So, Marlene, you need to speak, go through the process, and then.
Yeah, so I mentioned the very first thing is that we go through the tenets of faith, which are 6. The very first thing that we need to know, what the meaning of Islam first, I usually like to start with. Islam basically just means submission to God. It's just an Arabic word meaning submission to God. Whoever submits himself to God is important in Islam. And then after that, then I started believing in God, we call him Allah. If you look in the Christian, the Arabic Bible, also you're going to see there, you're going to see by the part of Allah. In the beginning, Allah created As-samawati wal ard. Yeah, even then that. So now your Bible, you understand that is a verse of the Bible. And so we have it at the back, so if you want to look at, we can Google it, Arabic Bible. And you see the word Allah, like you see it there in the center, you're going to find in the Bible. The thing is exactly the same. It's obviously just the concept of God is different in Islam and Christianity. In most Christendom, it's the Trinitarian view. They are true of the Unitarian view. And then you accept that there's only one God worthy of worship. Yes. And only one God worthy of worship, we call it Allah, like I mentioned, and then we believe in all the prophets. And we believe that they're all Muslim because what's the meaning of Islam again? Submission. And all the prophets of God submitted themselves to God. Even if you look through the Bible again, you're going to see that they fell on their faces and prayed. Even Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, the verse said, and he walked up the Father and he fell on his face and he prayed, "Oh my Lord, pass this cup from me." This is when they were chasing him to kill the Romans. So he also prayed to God to save him. Just like we come here to pray and we prostrate, the prophets in the Bible do the same thing. So we can see Islam being practiced. I mentioned Moses, Aaron, and sons washing their hands and feet before praying on the altar of the Lord. Another practice that Muslims practice. And then we also accept all prophets, peace be upon him, up to Prophet Muhammad. And I gave our explanation how he fits into the story. Abraham had a wife, Sarah. It says in Genesis, take my slave Hagar as a wife. And from that marriage came Ishmael. Yes. And then later on, Sarah got a child, and his name was Isaac. From Isaac came Jacob as a tribe, Moses, Jesus. All the Jewish from the Jewish life, all those prophets came. But what happened on the other side of the family? Did they just stand still? No. Muhammad was born. But how did Muhammad become an Arab? So Ishmael was sent to the Valley of Baca, which is in Saudi, in the Arabian Peninsula. So Hagar was sent there with a baby, Ishmael. And from the Ishmaelites, Muhammad comes from that line. And that's how Muhammad gets into the future.
So do we believe in all the prophets? From Adam all the way up until there's David, Moses, Solomon, and Jesus, the prophet that came just before Prophet Muhammad, and then Prophet Muhammad being the final prophet, the seal of all prophets, that came to perfect all of the religions and to rectify what's been corrupted. There was the Bible, the Evangel, we call it the Injil, but today there's 600 different Bibles. Some Bibles mention the Trinity, some Bibles mention, like the New International Version of the Bible, NIV, they don't mention the Trinity at all, but yet they're both Bibles. So, do you believe in all the prophets? Yes, correctly, you confirm that. Next one.
And we believe obviously they came with the commission, they came with the manual, in the scripture. So we believe that Moses was given the Torah, Jesus was given the Injil, David was given the Psalms, Abraham was given the scrolls, and Prophet Muhammad was given the Quran. And each book in its time came and he confirmed the book before. He didn't say, oh no, yes. He came to confirm the book before, but also rectify whatever is being done wrong in the community. So that was basically what it came for. And why the prophet is being sent is because certain practices are not acceptable, and because the scripture that was used doesn't maybe cover the topic. So then there needs to come the law for what is being practiced. Like Solomon Gomorrah was something that was never practiced by any nation before. So it was dealt with next time. Like that. So then the new was actually coming. So every time something happens. But obviously Quran being the final testament. So any issue we have in our community, if we only look to the book that has the answers, we have to find the answers. And like you see on YouTube and always people going on about Sharia law, religious on Sharia law. But the reality of Sharia law is that if you implement it, you're not going to find all the problems you find. Everybody's paying the zakah, their own tax and this, and it is like what they had in the time of the Prophet, the Baitul Mal, where all the wealth, your taxes are being paid to, and they are looking after the community. You're not going to have all the ills of the society that we have today. And some statistics shows if you put that into place over 20 years, in 20 years there'll be less or no homelessness, or no joblessness. Everybody will have food at the table. So can you imagine that? But do you think people will put that into place? Because if everybody has, who's going to be able to rob? Nobody's going to be able to write for themselves. We can't feed the poor anymore because there's no poor to people. Like that. So the system that they want to have people being forced.
So you accept the Quran and all the books prior to it, right? Including the book that was given to Jesus Christ in its original form, right? Not the adulterated form that people changed things and put to Okay, so you accept that after all the books.
Yeah, then you believe in the angels, certain beauties, unlike man, they have no free will. They created for certain purpose, like Gabriel, who is famous after he released the Holy Spirit, who fulfills. He is the messenger to messengers, basically the go-between God, between God and the prophet.
You believe in all the angels? Yes, you do.
And the last day, they are judgment, they are accountability. So in this life, people literally get away with murder and whatever. So you thought you got away, but there is a day that you will be held accountable. One of the set of angels also that are the scribes. They are recording everything you do at every moment in time. And that will be presented to us. Whether it's good or bad, it will be shown to us. And we will all be able to deny it. And that is there for fair trial and judgment. You won't be wrong by one iota. If you did something good, you will be rewarded for it. If you did something bad, you will be liable for punishment. So we always say liable for punishment because if you are believer, Allah can have mercy on you and not take you to account, will not punish you for it. He might just say, hey, you did this and that time. Okay, you cannot go that way. Just now, you almost were there. So, yeah.
So you believe in all the angels?
Yeah, so you accept the angels' hand and their resurrection, that it's there for your accountability. You accept that and something that will happen. And then divine decree. Divine destiny, basically. Divine destiny is you coming into that era. It's everything is in Allah's knowledge, past, present, and future. Nothing happens without everything happens according to our work. If you want to steal the soul now, I can just, while everybody's focused on you, I can just slide it underneath, isn't it? But Allah allows the action to happen according to my work. I want you to do that. So Allah is forcing you, and Allah is not the top of the mosque and making you do it. He's allowing the action. So we can't blame Allah. Does Allah do everything? You know I'm going to kill this guy and you should have stopped me. No. And it's a lesson. It's like we say, there's life is a test. So it's a test for victim and perpetrator. How is the perpetrator going to react? How is the victim going to react to the action? The victim can instantly have stubborn patience for what has happened, the calamity, or not only that, or he can just start swearing and going to fear. Yeah, so we know that can happen. So the line three basically everything is in Allah's knowledge. And that's it. So now you are Muslim inside. So it's basically the first step. Then after that is you testify with it. Like I said, you really love what comes up, but you don't tell what's going to happen next week. You get married and you jump in your wife, you won't repeat. Not that Allah needs to that, but yeah, Allah wants us to testify with the tongue also, so that we all witness on the day of judgment. We will say, yes,
The poison was here, he
yeah,
testified,
he
became a Muslim in
all
front
of
of
us.
all these people.
He submitted himself to God, and that's it. So we can do it word for word, and we do it Arabic and English. We usually start everything with Bismillah. In the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman, the entire merciful, Ar-Rahim, the especially merciful. Ashhadu, I testify, that La ilaha, there is no God obeyed, worthy of worship, illa, except Allah. Wa and ashhadu, I testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam abduhu wa rasuluh. I testify that Muhammad is the upon he is his slave and messenger. Muhammad is the upon him, he is his slave and messenger. That's it. That's it.
Brother, welcome, brother. Do you have a specific, you want to keep your name, sir? You have a name in mind?
There's no such thing as a Muslim, but yes, the Prophet is upon him, he advised if your name had a bad meaning or something, you change it. And also, it's sometimes the good thing about changing your name to a Muslim name, which usually today it consists of an Arabic name or Urdu name, and very modern, it's a Turkish name because people watching Turkey. So now we have some Turkish names there. So
Do you have any name in mind? Jawad. Maybe you Samir. You must find out what that name means. Jawad. Anyone know the Arabic meaning of Jawad? Just make sure that it's in the order. You get it what your name
big
is?
letters in
Yeah, Jawad. Jawad is an Arabic name meaning generous of mind. Pleased to meet you, brother.
May Allah make you of those who are
Be generous and Amin. You also give a party now. We have something to eat. Bring water there.
So like you mentioned, the Prophet peace be upon him mentioned in the Sunnah Simawasa, is that if you were just moving on the mountain, so your slave is still with you. So you will pure than you are. So you are more pure than you are. And if you do so, then what we do is we turn back to Allah. We book him. Allah said, La ta'budu illa Allah. Never do that in the mercy of Allah. It doesn't matter how bad the crime seems to you that you did against God, but you have to facilitate that. Allah is going to do. And you can sincerely and you promise you are not going to do it again. And even if you do it again, yeah, you just do the same. But you can't now promise you're not going to do it, but you know tomorrow you will do it.